Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to King's Quest 2 Romancing the Throne, where we've just been underwater. We returned Neptune's trident to him, and for the trouble, we got ourselves a glass bottle, which is now empty because we took a cloth out of it, and we also got something else. Where is it? The gold key, which of course I think is needed to go through that magic door over the rickety, unstable bridge. So we can go through there now. However, I've played quite a few Sierra adventure games at this point, and I am slightly concerned that if we go through that door, it may magically seal behind us, which will mean if we have missed anything in this map area, I suppose, the whole map here, we might not be able to recover it and put ourselves into a dead-end situation. So, I've had a look at my map. There are 4 places that I can see where I feel like we haven't really done anything. One of them being the grandmother's house, Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother. I've got an idea about that, an idea which Microcat actually mentioned something about in the last episode, and it matches up with what I was suspecting. So we'll get into that in a minute. The other place is the church, where you've got the ringing bell outside. There's also the antique shop, which we couldn't get in. I want to go there and see if we can maybe push the door open or break the door down, something like that. And then there's also that castle in the middle of the poisonous lake, so I wonder if we can maybe try and, I don't know, get ourselves across there in some way. Maybe it's not poisonous and it's just suspected and we can swim over or something. I don't know. We'll give it a try. I am just going to load because I've wasted time on the fairy spell, just chatting away. So let's head from here. We will go up and we will start with Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother's house, because that I think is a good place to begin, because that is an area I have a theory about. And the theory is that the grandmother was sick in the bed, right? Now, we do have the chicken soup, which we stole from the dwarf's house. Look, chicken soup. The pot contains hot, bubbling chicken soup. Now, it's a widely known thing, right? Like in stories and stuff, that if you're unwell, chicken soup, you have chicken soup, or chicken noodle soup, something like that, and it's meant to be, good for you and it makes you feel better. So I wonder if we can give that to her. Microcat also suggested maybe trying the same thing in the comments on the last episode, so it seems like several of us are on the same wavelength of that. And then I guess we can head across to the church area because there's only a few screens across, and then we can go down to the antique shop and across to the castle. Looks like the easiest way to do that. So let's head to the grandmother's house. It could be, now that we've progressed on, that the grandmother is no longer there, though. It might be that the wolf has replaced her, so maybe that's something else we can look at. Who knows? Can we, peer? We tried looking through the window, right? And it doesn't say you could. It says, you can't see in or something. Yeah, hard to see any detail. All right, let's just save over that with the same thing. And we will... Can we knock on the door? Did we knock on the door before? Knock door. I hear a muffled, come in! Oh, it could be a wolf, right? Open the door. Oh no, it looks like the grandmother. Okay. Look, grandma. Grandma looks pale and weak. She must be ailing. She is dressed in a warm flannel nightgown. White curls peek out from under a flannel nightcap. Okay, so. Let's see if we can give her the soup. Give soup... Grandma. You feed the hot chicken soup to ailing grandma. I feel much better, she says. In return for your kindness, I have something for you. Look under the bed. Oh no. Are we going to get eaten? Look under bed. You drop to your hands and knees and peer under the bed. A large ruby ring and a black cloak are hidden there. You take them into your possession. Ooh. Look, ring. The ring is gold with an enormous red ruby. The initials CD are engraved inside the gold band. CD. I wonder whose initials they would be. I'll have to have a bit of a think of that. Nothing's jumping out immediately. And we've got this black cloak now. Look, cloak. The black cloak would better fit a man taller than you. Red satin lines the inside. Okay, so it would fit a man taller than us. So it's obviously not for us. It's for somebody who's taller than us. Okay, well, let's save. Got ring and cloak. Okay, is there anything else we can do here? Talk grandma. Thank you for your generosity, good sir, Grandma says. The chicken soup has warmed my poor old bones. Okay, I feel like that was the right thing to do then. Can we, like, look under this rug? Is there like a trap door? Can't do that, no. Felt like maybe a trap door would be under there, but no. Well, that's worked out. We got ourselves 2 new items. So, see, if we had headed over for the door and used the key and gone through, and it does indeed lock behind... I mean, it might not. We might be able to come and go through as much as we want, but obviously to do that, we're going to have to cross the bridge, which, you know, I've been told I was right in my assumptions that it has a certain amount of life on it, so we would use up some lives doing that if we had to backtrack, so we don't want to do that. All right. Next stop is the church. Now, I don't know if there is anything in the church, but again, it's kind of... It seemed like in the first game that if you go to a location, there is always a reason for it being there, especially if it's a landmark like this. Oh, God, I forgot about the bell. Look, church. Old monastery. The monk living here often helps travellers in need. Okay, look, bell. The bell atop the monastery is ringing merrily. So it's a monastery, it's not a church, but... fine. The sound. Alright. So I think we went in here right back near the start of the game, didn't we? But I don't think there was anything in there. Like I think we searched the pews and things, didn't we? Lovely music. Look around. The chapel of the monastery is plain and unadorned. A monk in simple clothing is bent in prayer towards the cross on the altar. Look, cross. The wooden cross is plain and simple. An altar of polished oak supports it. There is a large wooden cross atop the oaken altar. Can we get the cross? You cannot get the cross, at least not now. Can we pull cross down? No, remove the cross. Can't do that. Talk monk. You speak to the praying monk, but he does not respond. He seems deep in worship. Okay, so he's praying. Does he want the cloak? Give cloak to monk. Not right now. Okay. Is there anything else he would want? Stake, necklace, brooch, gold key, cloth, caged nightingale. I don't think so. What was the deal with the cloth again? Large sheet of cloth. Can we put the cloth on the altar? Put cloth on altar. Not right now. Use cloth on altar. Not right now. Is there anything we can use on the cross? Bracelet, ruby ring, earrings, mallet, empty bottle, caged nightingale, clamshell, stake, necklace, brooch, gold key, black cloak, cloth. I don't think so. I feel like we might have to talk to the monk. You speak to the praying monk, but he does not respond. He seems deep in worship. Okay. I don't feel like interrupt is going to be a thing. No. Push monk. You can't do that, at least not now. Look monk. The monk is dressed in a simple ankle-length robe. A belt of thin leather is tied around his ample waist. He walks on worn sandals. Okay, so he's got a robe, a belt. Can we get the belt? Gotta get the belt, at least not now. I don't know if that's hinting that we need to, like, stop him from doing this. Get rope. Can I get the rope? Get sandals. Can we take his sandals? No. Okay. Fine. So we can't talk to him. Praying monk. Look at the monk. Dressed. I don't know if we can... Can we, like, climb on this? Climb altar? No. Climb cross? I feel like we might need to do something to annoy him. To get him to stop praying. Look. Church. The chapel of the monastery is plain and unadorned. A monk is in simple clothing and is bent in prayer towards the cross on the altar. So it's mentioned prayer twice. So can we... join the prayer? Don't understand. Join. Pray at altar. You kneel near the altar, bowing your head. You pray. Oh, we got points for that. Nice. The plump monk lifts his head from prayer and seems to notice you for the first time. He stands and asks your name. Okay, talk monk. Can I be of service? The monk asks. What name do you go by? King Graham? The kindly monk explains that he has heard of you and your quest. Here is my cross. It will protect you from evil, he says. He removes a chain with a silver cross from around his neck and gives it to you. The monk then resumes his prayers. Oh, cool. I mean, that might be for points, I suppose. Cross. Let's have a look at this cross. You see a shiny silver cross dangling from a silver chain. Now, see, I mentioned earlier on that because we had the mallet and the stake, that we might have to kill a vampire, right? Because that's the obvious thing, right? You see a vampire, you hit a stake through its heart to kill it, basically. And we've now got a silver cross, right? So I feel like that's another thing that would suggest we're going to fight a vampire. Or have to kill a vampire, because you use the silver cross, right? And it like wards off the vampire. So, I mean, the only thing now, like, to complete the set, if you will, is to find, like, garlic, right? If we get garlic as well, we're definitely fighting a vampire at some point. Is there anything else this monk can say to us? Talk monk. It does not respond. He seems deep in worship. If we pray again, can we get him to... Okay, we don't get any more... No, okay. So we did need to pray, though, I'm guessing. I mean, again, the silver cross could just be a score thing, though, because we have found countless items in the first game that we never ever used. But, anyway, we've still got that. We've got to figure out the nightingale thing. Got silver cross. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's head to the antique shop and see if we can break the door down. That's my next idea of what we can do. I think we've got to head... The lake's in our way, isn't it? A little bit here, I think. So we've got to head... like this way, I think. We'll just swim. Why not? It's only a tiny bit. We have to dry our clothes off, though. There's also that little thing there, that little hole. I don't know what the deal with that is. We'll have to try and think of that as well. Maybe we'll visit that in a second. Where are we? There we are. Okay, so I'm guessing this place is still closed. We looked for a hidden door before and just couldn't seem to find one. But maybe now that we've been underwater, things might have changed. Open the door. The antique store is closed. You cannot enter it. Push door. Not right now. Break door. You could get caught for breaking and entering. That would not be wise. Yeah, I suppose we are the king, but we're not the king of this land, are we? So that probably would be like seen as an act of war or something. Alright, well, I feel like maybe breaking and entering isn't the way to go then. Let's just check and see if there was anything at the back of the house, and then we'll go to the castle in the middle of the poisonous lake. Assuming there is poisonous. Let's see if we can like look for a door. See nothing special. Alright. That's going to be a no then. So I think if we head left from here, or west, I should say, I think we will get to like the poisonous lake, and then we can probably just go like round. I want to basically approach it from the south, because that was the way where we could see a castle on the horizon. So maybe that's where the king of this place lives. Who knows? There was this tree that I was theorising maybe we could do something with as well. I don't know if it might just be, you know, just for the look of it that it's there. Kind of feels like I could maybe like shove it into the water and make a bridge of some sort though. Okay. Should we go diagonally? Yeah, let's use the diagonal keys. We've not really used these yet in the game. Okay. I mean, I feel like deaths are a very low level. I don't know how many deaths we've had at this point. But it can't be too many. Although I'm probably going to add another one now, I would imagine. Okay. Let's call it... trying to get to castle. Swim. Oh, it might be alright. Hang on. Look, water. This lake is foul and stinking. It may be poisoned. We'll give it a go. Not right now. Swim. This is a poisoned lake. Too bad you die of extreme poisoning. Okay, that was very quick. Alright, we are not getting across there then. Fine. Well, we're not going across there. That is for sure. In that case, I feel like... Should we reload when we got the cross? I think so. And then, I don't know. Like, there's only really that little area in the rock that we might want to explore. And so I think in the next one, we'll go over to that little rock, see if there's anything we can do to get inside it, or to reach inside it, or to like send something in there. I don't know. We'll give that a try. And then if there's nothing else there, then maybe we try the magic door, I think, because we seem to have basically done something in every single location now, other than that castle. The antique shop, I don't know, it seems like, I suppose the only thing we could do at the antique shop is try and use the golden key on it, in case the key is for that, but I'm pretty sure there it would be for the magic door, given the whole riddle that we found on the door. But who knows, maybe we'll try it anyway. We're heading over that way, so we'll give it a go. But that's going to do it for this one. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons: Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadim, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCon555, Chrissy, Paul James, Adventure Game Geek, and Megan. And I'll see you next time.